Hey, I'm gonna just jump right into it because this one's a little different. I apologize in advance. I'm gonna be looking down a lot because I really had to write out what I was feeling in order to be able to bring this to you guys. And also, I guess, want to give the caveat of I blame nobody for this situation but myself. I'm responsible 100% for my own feelings, my own reactions, and my own healing. I do, though, owe it to myself to realize when others come into those moments and make them not great moments. Um, so, this is this story. Uh, so, let's jump into it. I haven't been myself for about a week, maybe a little longer now. Something happened in which, in my mind, should have been small and able to blow over by now, but it just hasn't for me. And I want it to, it just hasn't. For a brief story, I'm a very loyal person, and my principles about not gossiping, not telling other people's business, and keeping boundaries around relationships that are important to me um, is new to my life, but it's really important. It's created some balance and some control that I need, especially after coming through a lot of narcissistic relationships in my life. I need those boundaries. I need to be able to have healthy relationships how I need to have healthy relationships. However, I feel like I still have a lot of entitled people around me. And my boundaries or principles in life has caused these entitled people to lash out at me. And when I tried to defend myself in the most caring way possible for all parties involved, I got more backlash. And then when I tried to reach out to get some, I guess, help or solace or whatever, I was met with that I'm overreacting or that it's not that serious. Or what hurt the most is laughs at me. Even just a little snicker. It's like, why are you laughing when I'm telling you that I am feeling something that hurts? That's essentially like you cooking a dish, but you like spicy food. So you put in that extra hot, and I'm like, ooh, I can't handle it, so I'm not going to eat it. And then you go on and berate me about how I'm a punk or ridiculous or immature because I can't handle spicy food. I'm a different person than you. I can't handle the things that you can. And that's okay. This whole experience internally has reduced me to feeling like I'm just supposed to appease people regardless of what I determine is best for my life. And if you've ever had, for me, it started with my mom. She's very narcissistic. And so when you grow up in that realm, you're always appeasing. You're always, and then when that narcissism is coupled with abuse, for me, it was a survival skill to just give what people wanted, regardless of how it made me feel, because that's what kept me safe. Nobody can bang me in my mouth now. So I have the right to say no and not feel bad for saying no. And that's okay. This situation, though, just triggered me. And it's triggered a lot of pain in me. So I was trying to work through it and figure it out. So I came up with 5 things that I think really, really was triggered by this situation. So I'm going to share them with you guys. And this comes on the heels of having dinner with a friend. And they briefly brought this moment up. And I'm like, I teared up instantly. And I'm just like, I don't want to talk about it. And I could see in their eyes, they just didn't get it. And it's like, you don't have to feel what I'm feeling, but when I'm articulating what I'm feeling, accept it. Because when you don't, it makes me question a lot. It just hurts. The first thing, I guess, as I sat down to try to figure this shit out, I realized I don't want to trust anyone, especially new people in my life. I just don't. The people I reached out to for support never seemed to take a moment to understand why I felt the way that I felt. They just was so quick to be like, oh no, that's not it. Oh no, you shouldn't feel that way. Oh, get over it. And it's like, what? Did you even listen? Did you hear the first few words that came out of my mouth and was already formulating your response before I spoke? Or are you the person who says no first and then think? I'm going to need you to pause. That no first has an impact. That no first means something. One of the people even cut me off in the middle and just shut down my explanation, shut down what I was explaining, just shut me down. And I'm just sitting there like, I came to you though in a moment of vulnerability, and you couldn't even just see the human in me. It just sucks. Then after a while, they want to circle back and hear my concerns, hear what I'm saying. But to me, that just feels like you placating me, and you can save it. You can really, really save it, because I don't like shit like that. And things like that hurt, because I'm not that type of person. I'm not the type of person who I think first and then act secondly. And in the moments when I don't, I am disgusted with myself. I just didn't expect to be placated like that. And it hurt. The second thing, it triggered that thing in me that feels like people like that they can just take advantage of me. Just disregarding my feelings, concerns, or emotions. Not expecting anybody to be responsible for my feelings and emotions. I am asking you to be responsible for what you've done to create those issues. I can handle the rest. I'm just asking you to respect that I am a person outside of you who may, at bare minimum, have feelings that differ from you. And I refuse to be taken advantage of just because I'm a loving, caring, open-hearted person. Yeah, rough things come out my mouth on a regular basis. But if you really get to know Regina, you'll know that I am probably one of the sweetest, empathetic people you'll come across in today's society. And I'm not saying that just because it's me. I'm saying that because that's what I hear. That's what I feel. That's what people feel when they're around me. I can tell in your face, in your body language, in the energy that you give off. Why in the fuck? The third thing, and this one's even hard for me to say, but it's true. It puts me back on the fence with race relations. This situation spiraled more out of control for me when I discovered that it's thought that I'm not good enough for the connections that I've worked hard to develop, basically just because I'm a black woman. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing about my personality, nothing about the things that I've done, just literally that I'm a little black girl from the hood, circumstances that I had nothing to do with. Now, this isn't the first time I've had to just deal with people treating me like shit because I'm a black woman. That doesn't mean that the shit don't still hurt. It hurts from a point of confusion. It hurts from a point of disgust. It hurts from a point of, how the fuck did you make it this far with those feelings? Now, I actually have an answer to that. It's easier to make it that far with the feelings of black women don't deserve until they prove themselves. And then the minute that they prove themselves, this very shaky ground that they're always on. I get that. I understand that that's where I exist. I don't like it. What also sucks is it makes me question a lot of people around me, because whether or not you said the racist fucked up things, the fact that you sat there and listened, you didn't speak up. When I heard about it and I speak on why that bothers me and why it affects me, and you just push it to the side, oh, well, I'm sure we can walk it back. Walk it back? How do you walk racism back? I'll wait. How do you walk the implications of you people back? What do you mean by you people? It sucks. It just sucks. I'm not expecting you to bang the tambourine of all lives or Black Lives Matter or shit like that. But if you're just as cowardly to stand around and laugh, giggle, or just, shrug at disgusting things based on the place that I grew up in, the skin that I was born into, and the gender that I subscribe to, then goddamn, it makes me wonder what happens if we're really in a really, really bad situation. Will you have my back? I know I would have yours. Would you have my back? And so somebody said, well, Regina, if you didn't like a person, would you speak up? Yes. It's a young lady who I kind of despise. I despise her just because of her personality. It's shit. However, when I hear people call her a slut because she's stacked to death, I walk away. When I hear people call her a thug because she's aggressive, I walk away. When I hear people call her ignorant, she's not the smartest, but she's not ignorant either. I walk away. I don't subscribe to those bullying type of things. And I don't want to be around people who do. I spent my life around people who just let a bully me because of whatever perceived connections that we have. Number 4. I hate that I tried. I hate the fact that I let new people in. I hate the fact that it backfired. When you have shitty, traumatic things that's happened in your past that makes former relationships hard, every time you open up, you're nervous. I feel like I finally opened up. I finally let my fucking guard down, only to be blindsided and hit with this shit. I'm not expecting relationships to be perfect. I am expecting relationships to be worked upon. I feel like I got kicked in the fucking chest and the throat at the same time. And it sucks. It just fucking sucks. And what sucks most about it is the people who care most about me aren't close enough to this situation other than to just listen to me and give me whatever comfort they can, but they can't fix it. When I feel like I went to those who could fix it, they don't see the problem, so they won't fix it. Maybe it's not a fixable thing. Maybe it's just something for me to avoid for the rest of my life. But how shitty is that? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to feel. I know I should not take the situation out on any new person that can come in my life and be great. Any newer people who've been in my life who've been great. I know I shouldn't take this situation out on them or retreat or go into my Lord's shell. However, it's fucking hard not to. I'm not going to. I'm just struggling through being better. I guess the last thing, the 5th thing, and then I'll get out of here. And probably cry some more in my room and do some homework. I literally went to wing night last week and just sat there and cried my eyes out about this situation. Cause it's something so small that spiraled out of control. Just out of fucking control. The 5th thing. It has relegated me as feeling not as confident, not as strong, not as untouchable as I normally do. I don't know if it's my ego got bruised. I don't know if these feelings are warranted. I just know that it hurts. And I'm trying to grasp why it hurts. And outside of these few things, I can't. I know that this experience has changed me, though. It has changed me tremendously. I feel like going forward, I'm going to be that much more cautious about who I get close to, that much more cautious about who I let into my circle. I'm going to be that much more, I'm probably going to trust my first instinct about people. Because, yeah, I hate to sit there and go, oh, I was right. Because it doesn't feel good to be right when you thought something wrong or something negative, rather. But I was right, and it sucks. I just hate being around entitled, spoiled, two-dimensional people. Although this has changed me, and I'm probably going to take the rest of the day to myself. Actually, I'm going to have lunch with my best friend and my aunt, who are my girls, my chicas, my support system right now. But I'm really not going to run, hide, or retreat like I typically do. Excuse me for the belch, and I'm not taking it out. I'm not going to retreat like I typically do, and that's just not. I got too much light to keep bottling up. A phrase that kept popping out was, I'm not going to keep shrinking myself to fit in spaces that I'm bigger than. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's the point of all of this. I'm bigger than a lot of this situation. I tried to handle it from a higher road stance, and I got pulled down into the mud. I also am not going to rage out or be malicious or angry towards these individuals, because clearly you probably just don't understand what you did, which is fine. It's also fine for me to remove myself from you. Equally as fine. So yeah, that's it. Sorry to bring y'all something. So happy I didn't cry the whole thing. I cried the whole time I was writing these notes though, so maybe that's the cathartic tears I had to get out. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to just push past this and put it in a journal and not forget it and not forget what these feelings felt like, but not harp on them and not play the victim, and not be made the villain, because I honestly feel like I'm going to be villainized, as I tend to always be when I defend myself. This time, though, I don't give a fuck. Bring your best, because I'm ready. So as always, guys, I leave you with light to see your actions and how they impact others and yourself. I leave you guys with a lot of life, because we should share it harmoniously and not be just assholes to one another. But lastly and most importantly, I leave you guys with love. And I feel like I just need a little more today than I normally do any other day. Thanks.